Good morning, good morning. What a joy it is to be in the house of the Lord. I was glad when they said unto me, let us go into the house of the Lord. I'm almost feeling guilty, like I need to repent. I haven't been to church in 3 months. I wonder if people that don't go to church feel what I'm feeling right now. But I'm glad to be in church. And I haven't had on a pair of shoes in 3 months. They actually still fit. This is just a blessed privilege for me to be here today and to be with you all. Thank you for allowing me to come. And for the next greatest dad after me is Pastor Perrin Rogers. Amen. And I don't know, my son-in-law Daniel is certainly a close second. So we just thank God. I appreciate having two good sons that are following in my footsteps, who have given me sons. And so it is just a privilege to be here. I'm sharing my Father's Day celebration with my daughter Tiffany, whose birthday is today. And so I'm sure I'm not going to get all I could get in terms of festivities, because I've got to split it with her. But nonetheless, thank God for Tiffany Joy Rogers Weatherspoon. Amen. Amen. Oh. I heard Pastor Steve Furtick a few days ago saying how awkward it was for him to try to explain the meaning of the rioting and the civil unrest that's going on, and he was having a difficulty trying to explain to his teenage boy who had seen the knee. He was trying to figure out how to say that, and I'm sure Pastor Perrin has had to have some awkward, challenging conversations with at least his two younger boys who wonder why they can't go over to Mimi and Poppy's house. Why when we drive by, they can't hug Mimi. They just, it's hard to understand and give a reasonable answer to them. And so we're asking the question, what's going on? And 1972, Marvin Gaye had the same question. The same question. The same question.
Mother, mother, there's too many of you crying. Brother, 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 there's far too many of you dying. You know we've got to find a way to bring some loving here today. Father, Father, we don't need to escalate. Oh, it's not the answer, for only love can conquer. You know we got to.
All right, if you want to move at home, it's all right if you want to move.
Some loving wicked sight. Punish me with brutality. Talk to me, honey, so you can see what's going on. What's going on?
All right, that's enough of
What's
that.
going on?
I know most of you listening, many of you listening, weren't around 48 years ago when he was asking that question. And we're asking 48 years later, we're really asking the same question. A pandemic that we're wrestling with, and we can't finish wrestling with the pandemic, and then we have such an awful experience in terms of racially motivated police brutality. And so your Father in heaven sent this Father to answer the question today, what's going on? And he has the answer. I know you've been glued to CNN. I know you've been glued to MSNBC. Some of you may have been watching Fox News, 2 or 3 of you. I've received 3 or 4 videos every day from people trying to give some answer to what is going on. But God says, let every man be a liar and let God be true. And so your Father, you do know that God is not just God to you. Hallelujah. But he is your Father. And because he's your Father, we want to pay attention to him. Jesus said, when you pray, don't say our God, say our Father. And this is the principle. Whatever matters to you matters to your Father. And so from 2 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 18, 2 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 18, it says, and we all with unveiled face, beholding the glory of the Lord, are being transformed into the same image from one degree of glory to another. For this comes from the Lord who is the Spirit. Yeah, the Lord who is the Spirit. In the King James Version, I don't often prefer the King James, but this morning I do. Thank you, Holy Spirit. I feel your presence. It says, but we all, with open face, beholding as in a glass the glory of the Lord, are changed into the same image from glory to glory, even by the Spirit of the Lord. What's going on? In a word, liminality. Liminality. In a word, liminality. I wonder if you remember, if you're looking for a word to add to your everyday colloquial gibberish that you say, you've heard of having a bad hair day, right? You've heard of that? That's actually liminality. A bad hair day is actually liminality. Liminality. Your hair today is not what it was yesterday, and your hair today is not what it will be tomorrow. But really, a bad hair day is really not talking about hair. It's talking about your attitude toward life. So you've heard. What you're really saying is, don't mess with me today because I'm all messed up today. You better leave me alone. Have you ever woke up on the wrong side of the bed? That's liminality. Yesterday I was fine. I was everything. I was cool, good person. Tomorrow, I think I'll probably be all right after I get a little bit more rest. But today, don't mess with me, because this is a liminality day. And of course, I would say the pink elephant, but it's really a burnt orange elephant, because you can't get pink out of me. The burnt orange elephant on the chat, go on and type it in, because I know what you're thinking. What's up with Pastor TL's hair? I know what you're saying. I know you're saying that it's in a state of liminality. Yeah, because I haven't been able to go to the barbershop in almost 4 months now, and my hair doesn't look today like it looked last year this time. Can I get a witness? And my hair, today doesn't look like, hopefully it's going to look next year when either I can get a pair of clippers and Sister Rogers can keep watching the videos and can get my hair like it. Speaking of hair, though, all the sisters know about that thing called new hair growth. I wasn't supposed to mention that. Or you're between weaves, or you're between perms. You know about that. Your hair is in a state of liminality. Yeah, I have a daughter and a daughter-in-law. Maybe Rogers got it all worked out, because she's got sister locks. It's always say. But I've seen some liminality hairdos. I've seen some liminality hair. Liminality. You remember the word now? It's not how it was, and it's not how it's going to be, but liminality is that awkward period and moment in your life when everything is just a mess. It's really the word for a place of transition. It really is. It's like it's a threshold is what the word really means. It's a threshold. It's an awkward place of transition, sort of like the lobby. When you come into the lobby of Triumphant, we can be in here having worship, but you're not able to enter into worship yet. But you're in the lobby, and that's what liminality is. That pretty much describes what's going on. Because last year this time, we were planning for Father's Day dinner at our house. Yeah, we were planning for Father's Day dinner at our house. And it was going to be a major menu now. Yeah. Of course, we were going to have some fried chicken, so going to have some potato salad, of course, going to have some mac and cheese. But then there will probably be some other side things like some ribs. It probably going to be some kind of fish. And the desserts. We were going to have a spirit. But this year, all we're planning for is a Father's Day Zoom call. This year, this is liminality. Somebody type in liminality. You know how to spell it? Liminality. Type in. Our text introduces us to the 51st state. The state of liminality. The state of liminality. Speak to us, Lord, through your word. Our text describes this because there are three characteristics of liminality. The first is liminality is a process. Somebody type process. It's a process. It's a process. It says we are being transformed into the same image from one degree of glory to another. We are being changed from glory to glory. Liminality is a process. It's a process. We sold our house on Enterprise Road this year to a church, and it's being remodeled now. I go by now, and when I go by, it's an absolute mess. It is a mess. They've torn down some walls. They've cut holes in other walls. They're trashing our cabinets that we thought so much of, and our vanities. It's just a mess. And every time I go, I want to try to say something about what the mess that's going on. I just can't believe that the money I spent on crown moldings and all those kind of things. When you walked in, some of you been to our house, walked in, the first thing you walked in was the library on the side, and all that beautiful bookcase and all that's gone. Took out the fireplaces, and I was beginning to fuss until the Holy Spirit reminded me that on April 1st, we went to settlement on the house. On April 1st, we went to settlement, and he reminded me that house no longer belongs to me. And because it doesn't belong to me, the new owners have the right to do whatever they want to do. If they want to tear the whole thing down, they have the right, because it does not belong to me. And the Holy Spirit really whispered when he said to me, when you're trying to figure out what's going on here on earth, Psalm 24 says, the earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof, the world and they that dwell therein. If you want to know what's going on, it ain't none of your business. Because the earth is, type in the Lord's, the Lord's. Romans 9 and 20-21, it talks about, but who are you, a human being, to talk back to God? What shall what is formed say to the one who formed it? Why did you make me like this? Does the potter have the right to make out of the same lump of clay pottery for special purposes, one beautiful vase to set up on a mantle, and some for common use, another one for something to cook food in? Does he not have the right? He can do whatever he wants to do. So what's going on? Well, the earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof. Hebrews 12 and 25 says it to me this way. Pastor, do you have that you can read like a Church of God in Christ reader for me? Hebrews 12 and beginning of verse 25. Do you have it? Read it, sir. Read it, sir. Hebrews 12 and 25. Read, sir.
See that you do not refuse him who is speaking.
Yes.
For if they did not escape when they refused him who warned them on earth, much less will we escape if we reject him who warns from heaven.
Read on, sir.
At that time, his voice shook the earth, but now he has promised, yet once more I will shake not only the earth, but also the heavens. This phrase, yet once more, indicates the removal of things that are shaken.
Things that are shaken.
That is, things that have been made. In order that the things that cannot be shaken may remain.
One more verse.
Therefore, let us be grateful for receiving a kingdom that cannot be shaken. And thus, let us offer to God acceptable worship with reverence and awe, for our God is a consuming fire.
So what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? He said, I will shake the earth again, and everything that can be shaken, I'm going to shake it. Everything that is not attached to my will and to the kingdom of God it's going to be shaken. So what do you think? What do you see? Do you see some stuff being shaken? Yeah, I see some stuff being shaken. The whole entertainment movie industry is shaken. We ain't going to no movie. I ain't going to the movie. No. Hollywood has been shaken. Las Vegas has been shaken. Y'all the Saints been sneaking over to MGM. Well, you ain't sneaking over there now because it's been shaken. The sports, they trying to figure out how in the world to bring back sport. It's been shaken. The restaurant industry has been shaken. I used to love to go out to eat. They ain't going out to eat now. Mega churches, they've been shaken. The food industry, y'all been wanting to eat pork chops, and people been telling you to stop eating pork. Well, the pork just about done dried. The stock market has been shaken. The health industry has been shaken. The travel, y'all ain't going nowhere. The travel industry, the economy has been, the schools, and the only thing that's left that hasn't been shaken is the family, the neighborhood, and the church. And they're all stronger than ever. Talking to a lady we saw, she was out walking the dog yesterday, and we were just so glad to meet her. And we talked, she's talking about how it's amazing that she is getting to meet her neighbors that she had never met before because of this situation. Yeah. The church is stronger. Last year, this time y'all were here at church. Curtis is on the keyboard. Gene was on the drums. Praise and worship had just finished. The ushers were making their hand motions. The greeters were out there. Children had gone down to children's church. But now during this season of Lemon Out, all that stuff that we thought made church is gone. And you're still blessed by the word. I said you're blessed by the word. God didn't take the word away because he said, heaven and earth shall, I wish I had some folks to give me, heaven and earth shall pass away, but my word will stand together. Two good friends of mine have purchased new church buildings. One of the churches cost $32 million, and neither one of them have been able to go into their churches and have worship yet. But attendance is up online. Bible study is up online. Sunday school is up online. My friend Dr. Ralph Canty down in South Carolina said for the last few weeks they've had Sunday school online, and they've had 785 people online doing Sunday school. He said, TL, it would take us a year to have 785 people that have been on Sunday school. Giving is up online. Conversions are up online. Somebody's watching in their pajamas with a cup of coffee in their hand, and they're saying, if I don't have a keyboard, if I don't have drums, if I don't have ushers, just give me a word from the Lord. If you have to record it, that's fine. If you have to stream it, that's all right. If you have to zoom it, just give me a word I can hold on to until I can get back to church. Your word is a lamp to my feet. Woo! And a light unto my pathway. Thy word have I hid in my heart. The Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want. Makes me to lie. I said all I need is a word. They that wait on the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles. I had fainted unless I believed to see the Lord. Beseech the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living. Fret not thyself because of evildoers. All I need is the word. Type your word in and I'll read it. Type your word. What's your word? The text says we're being changed. We're in the process of trying to figure this thing out. When we're coming back into this building, we're trying to figure out. When our children are going back to school, we're trying to figure out. When we're going back to work, we're trying to figure it out. When will we ever have another basketball game, football game, baseball game? Ever going to be able to go to the movie? Am I going to ever be able to ride Metro again? I know one thing. I'm saving more money than I have saved in years. Yeah. My question used to be, maybe where can we go get some food? Now my question is, Mabel, what you cooking? And she's gone back to cooking too. Wasn't no need to cook. There wasn't nobody there but me and her. And so, ain't no point in cooking. I go down to Wegmans, give me something. Oh, but Lord, she's gone to cook. Friday, not only did she pan-sear some fish and they had some string beans, but she baked a blueberry pie and oatmeal chocolate chip pecan coconut cookie. Thank God for this season. Liminality, number 2, I hate to tell you, can be a problem. Can be a problem. Go by that house now, and the house is an absolute mess. It's a liminal mess. Every time I went to the house, I was trying to tell Cheryl, the interior designer, how they could use some of the rooms in our house. I would tell them, you can probably use this room for this. And I was telling her we had the furniture, beautiful, antique furniture that he bought, telling her how they might use this. Bishop probably would like my desk. I was trying to tell her that. And telling her, that's wonderful chandelier right there. And all that sentimental stuff. She took out the fireplaces. I had a gas fireplace. All you had to do is turn the button, take all those books. All that stuff is gone. The problem was I was trying to hold on to stuff. I was stuck trying to hold. The problem with going from glory to glory is the old glory is not the problem. That's gone. And the new glory is not the problem either. The problem is the two. From glory to glory. You can get stuck in the two. Ooh, you can get stuck in the two. Yes, you can get stuck in the two. Lot's wife got stuck in the two. Yeah. God had already given them a place to go. Go to the mountain. I've already got a place for you. Get out of Dodge. Get away from there. Get out of there. But she was going to where God told her to go. But she got stuck in the two and turned around and looked back. And y'all know what happened to Sister Lot. She turned. The children of Israel, God had taken them across the Red Sea. They were out of bondage. They weren't in bondage no more. God had taken them out of the place that it had been for their glory originally. And God had already promised them the promised land. But they started wishing for Egypt again. I mean, how do you wish for a place they got stuck because they were wishing for, what they were wishing for? They were wishing for the flesh pots. That's what the text says. They were wishing for some barbecue ribs. They were wishing for some bacon. They were wishing for some onions and garlic. And ended up, y'all know about them warning. America, by the way, is fighting to go back. Can I get a witness? They're fighting. They're fighting trying to go back to how Sundays used to be. Ooh, to how Sundays, you remember how Sundays used to be last year this time? If you did go to church, after church, you were going out to eat somewhere, or you were going shopping, or you were rushing to a baseball game, or you were or you were taking your children to soccer practice or to baseball. Y'all know what it was last year, but guess what? Y'all ain't doing none of that now. And America's trying to get back to that. And the problem is we're stuck in the two. Can I just ask you personally, though, just forgive me for getting in your business. Are you stuck in the two? Are you stuck in the two? Are you stuck in what happened to you last year that you haven't gotten over? Are you stuck in what somebody said to you last year and you haven't gotten over it? Are you stuck in what they did to you last year? Yeah. Are you stuck in how you wanted last year to turn out and it didn't turn that way? The mistakes you made last year, yeah. Somebody is stuck in the party you had last year and you want to have another party like that. Somebody else is stuck about how high you were getting last year. I don't want to mention that. Somebody else is stuck about that the club that shut down that you went to last year. I just want to let you know that liminality can be a problem if you get stuck in the two. The third thing, and I got to hurry up and finish, liminality, my clock done ran out. They don't even have no numbers up there. Liminality, write this down, has a plan. Liminality has a plan, said we are being changed from one degree of glory to another, for this comes from the Lord. We are being changed from glory to glory. As we look in the mirror, we're going to look like who we see in the mirror, which is God. God's reflection is in the mirror. And liminality's plan is to get us to look more like God. Cheryl finally made me understand that the changes she was making were to change the house from a residence to a place of worship. The house had been for our personal needs. Even though we had done ministry in the house, we had couples fellowship over there, men's fellowship. We'd done my pastors I covered, met there, but it was really designed for our enjoyment and to reflect our personality. But it will now be for God's glory and edification. It's going to be used for ministry. And the primary purpose is it's going to be for ministry. And so everything about the house that looked like a house, she had to change that because it wasn't going to be a house no more. It was going to be a place of worship or God's house. Can I just let you know that God has a plan for all this that's going on? He's got a plan. He's got a plan. He knows the earth is the Lord's. He's got a plan. He's got a plan. I was a couple of years ago went to San Diego for a conference, and one of my cousins that I had literally not seen in about 60 years lived in San Diego, and we arranged to meet each other out at the airport before I took off, and so we planned where we were going to meet and what time we were going to meet, and so I got there and I was looking for her and sat down and waited, after I'd waited about 45 minutes, I decided, let me call her. Let me call her. And so I called her, and when the phone answered, she answered the phone, and I could hear her voice behind me. And I turned around and looked, and the person I had called on the phone, my cousin, was sitting behind me. But I didn't recognize her because it had been so long since I seen her. And she had changed so much until she was right there and I did not even recognize her. It's been so long since this world looked like God intended for it to look, until we don't even recognize what it ought to look like. Y'all don't hear me, you know. Yeah. We are under the misguided impression that the earth is ours. But Psalm 24 says the earth is the Lord's, the fullness thereof in the world. Everybody in it. Not only does the world not belong to you, but you belong to God. Revelations 4:11 says, thou art worthy, O Lord, to receive glory and honor and power, for thou hast created all things, and for thy pleasure they are and were created. For thy pleasure they are and were created. Can I just tell y'all that we have actually lost our minds? We have lost our mind. We think we can do whatever we want to do with God's earth. I mean, we really have lost our mind. We really have. Y'all, most of y'all don't even know what blue laws are. Ian, you know what blues are? Ben, do you know what blue laws are? Don't even know. No, Tiffany, y'all blue laws was, Pastor, blue laws were laws back in the 50s. Back in the 50s is when it went out, where you couldn't buy anything on Sunday. The only store was open was CVS. Well, it wasn't even CVS then. It was People's. That's the only place you could buy anything. You could go shopping, go to a restaurant. You could none of that because of the blue laws. And now all that's changed. All that's changed. I mean, you can go, you can shop. They got folks cutting my grass on Sunday. Everything just gone crazy. We lost our mind. We took prayer out of schools. And I don't let me talk about sexuality. We have lost our minds. We actually have told God that we have a better idea about how the sexual act should be. We've lost that one. Noah is waving his hand. Noah's waving his hand. Said now don't y'all get too beside yourself and worry about the coronavirus. Don't worry about that. That's mild to what happened in my day. You do remember that God said he looked and every inclination of the heart of man was evil all the time. That's not talking about right now. That's talking about back then. And God destroyed the whole earth. But the good news is that the earth is the Lord's. That's the good news. Pastor, read for me 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verses 15 through 18. This is the good news. The good news is, if you're wondering how everything is going to end, if you're wondering what's going on, you wondering, is this thing will ever be straightened out? Pastor, read that for me. What does it say?
For it is all for your sake.
What? It's all for what?
Your sake.
Go ahead.
So that as grace extends to more and more people.
Grace extends to more and more people. I did tell you that conversions are going up online. Go on. Extend to more people. Yeah, go ahead.
It may increase to thanksgiving to the glory of God.
Oh, my Lord. Thanksgiving to the glory of God. Go ahead.
So we do not lose heart.
Woo, we do not lose heart. Glory. I wish I had an organ right now. Go ahead.
Though our outer self is wasting away.
Our outer self might be wasting away through the pandemic. Go ahead.
Our inner self
is being what?
Renewed day by day.
Day by day. Go ahead.
For this light momentary affliction is preparing for us an eternal weight
of glory.
Beyond all comparison.
You can't even imagine what God has got planned.
As we look not to the things that are seen.
Not to the things that are seen.
But to the things that are unseen. For the things that are seen are transient. But the things that are unseen are eternal.
Somebody say something. Somebody tape something. Somebody got shout. Shout in your pajamas. Shout in your bedroom slippers. Shout. Somebody. Oh! God is working this thing out. He's working this thing out. He's working this thing out. He's working this thing out. Yes, he is. He's working this thing. Hit it for me there. Hit it, y'all. Hit it. Don't take too long. Hit it. Turn it up. Turn it up. Amen.
Holding on to faith, you know that nothing can catch you by surprise. You got this figured out, and you're watching us now.
When it looks as if we can win, you wrap us in your arms and step in.
Everything we need you supply.
You got things in control. You watch your moves.
Made a way.
When our backs were against the wall, and it looked as if it was over, you made a way. And we're standing here only because you made a way. You made a way. You made a way. And now we're here, looking back on where we've come from. Because of you and nothing we've done to deserve the love and mercy you've shown. Your grace was strong enough to pick us up, and you made a way.
When our backs
were against the wall, and it looked as if it was over, you made a way. And we're standing here only because you made a way. You made a way.
when our backs were against the wall,
When our backs were against the wall, and it looked as if it was over, you made a way. And we're standing here only because you made a way. You move mountains, you cause the walls to fall. so many